All right, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Bookmap 1 p.m. Eastern stream. And we have a crazy, crazy day right now. And it looks like in the afternoon the tech has continued on upward into 18013. So, good stuff. We're going to continue to look on this thing, see what's going to go on. Right now, I'm just kind of holding a small futures trade and the call from yesterday, which is doing fantastic. And we're going to see where this things go. Obviously, right now, freight train. Freight train. And we'll see what happens. We've basically been riding the 8 all day. Yeah, it's just going. Liquidity, the main liquidity was at 18,000, and we just swept that upwards. It immediately starts coming off to the little bit of red. Let me get the YouTube set up here. Default. Hey, where'd you go? Hold on a second. One sec. All right, now we're cooking. So we had this little trend line that Nasdaq was riding up and up and up, and then finally they blew through right through it. We've got a red candle now, bottom wicking back up. But more importantly, looking around the market, Amazon is rocketing to 174. Apple is about to put another high in to join the euphoria in tech. All the other X sectors aren't really going elsewhere. XLF has been flat all day after the initial pop. The bonds are dropping back off. The yields are doing their thing. VIX isn't moving. So this appears to be this slow, grinding movement up here into this next level. We haven't really blasted. We've just been kind of pumping a little bit, pressing the ceiling higher and higher. I'd expect some fireworks in the last hour, whether it be a blast into 5100 or a rejection. I think power hour should be a little spicy. We'll see. Can you Discord stream Bookmap? Oh yeah, thank you. I will do that. Share your screen. Bookmap 15 frame, and we'll do it live. There you go. There you go. Sorry about that, Dan. There you go. I always forget about that. So looking at the book right here, we see there are no sell icebergs. So if we are entering into some sort of supply, there's no sign of it just yet, which is why I'm still holding my calls. ES just wiped out 18,000 and still going. If they clear this area, which looks like they will, I mean, 18.1, there's no more liquidity up top here. So if they are going to make a move, they better start adding to the book. You see just a couple of potatoes up here at 142. Yes, if you use the term potatoes can be applied to both time and quantity, a unit of measure. Americans will use anything but the metric system, right? Potatoes, all that stuff. ES has a little bit, 1595, which looks like the likely target, mainly because not only is it large, but it's managed. We had a good amount of liquidity at 5087. They closed it, shifted it to 5094. Whenever I see active and managed liquidity, that's where I want to place my bets. Now, in terms of anti-calling and the volume tests, this right now is showing all the signs of a low volume breach of supply, which means sellers have stepped out, and we're not quite ready to drop yet. Higher and higher. So we'll watch it. If you notice, we've been riding up that 8 all day long. All day long. TLT is dropping back off. I don't think sellers ever stepped in. No. Other than a little closing at the open. No, we haven't. In fact, on the daily chart, we had a couple of high volume sell-offs, which were great, but we're still going up here. However, I'm not going to get euphoric until we close the daily candle. Not even then I'm going to get euphoric, but you know what I'm saying. We can't buy into the rally until we close the candle today, because if they dump it, we know we have a selling climax. Just think about 2022. How many times do we have a day like this, and the next day we were putting in the prior day's lows? So just be ready. Another iceberg right there. NASDAQ is 2.75 up on the day. How far can it go? 3%. It's been over a year since we've seen, or right at a year since we've seen 3% negative, but 3% green days are pretty common nowadays. Still hanging out 18,017. Look, try to go for that. So this 50.96 would be 8-10 points up. Yes, that was a sell iceberg. Yeah. And KD's only up 935. Yeah. Wow. Here's another attempt to move higher. That is an official new high of the day for NASDAQ, but it just can't go anywhere just yet. We're going to give it as like a boiling pot. It should pop in one more time here. I'm still holding long. Still holding long. Just riding this baby up. Doing my thing. What a day. This is nuts. Absolutely nuts. 50.88. ES new high of the day. I'm finally getting used to this Quantower thing. It's a different beast. It's a different beast. $50.88. Let's go. NASDAQ is absolutely beast mode. NASDAQ is up over 700 points since yesterday. 700 points. This is the melt up of all melt ups right here. With 4 months straight with no sell off. Right here. Even if my put position goes to 0, I'll still make all and more of my money back with the hedge. Nice. Beautiful, Michael. So I'm getting to the point now where I'm almost neck and neck with my hedges. My call hedges have grown so much that I've undone almost all of the loss from the put. A little bit left over. But with my additional trades, I'm very green for the day on my personal account, not counting my prop firm. So that was a fantastic decision to put that position on, to take advantage of such an explosive move. It's ridiculous. I am now almost 80 points in the money on these things. ES is up 130 points from yesterday's low. Yeah, it's fantastic. Exceptional. Hey, good exit, John. Well done. That was a beautiful exit. Do you have a target exit for your hedge? Not really. I'm going to play it thesis-based. If we get over 5,100, I'll probably go ahead and close, just out of principle. But I'm going to play a thesis-based, where if we dump this afternoon or start to see the signs of it, I'll go ahead and close that baby. And just, we'll forget about it. Just let it do its thing. Large red candle. Look at that. Beautiful. Retesting 18,000. Oh, thanks much. Apple and Amazon is turned up. If only Nvidia and Microsoft would, the NASDAQ would really blast. Maybe Power Hour. Yeah. Extraordinary. Well, there's one red candle. Most likely it'll bottom wick. However, We are getting sell-side icebergs. That's the different thing here. Look at this. We had 1,000 sell-side. And then we've got a 235 and a very small one. So the sell-side icebergs are finally starting to come in. Finally starting to come in. Remember, they don't have to react instantly. We're just building positions. SPY is a weekly expected move. There you go. Sell services back up. Another one coming on 90. Watch it. Watch the CVD. 57.28. Bottom wicking already. I'm seeing websites starting to have issues. Look up the AWS or what is it? Whatever that is. Don't they have a status page? Cell service is weak, but it's back. They had to install the Russian monitoring service. That's why they shut everything down first. New theory is solar flare. A solar flare caused it. Interesting. Big old bottom wick on NASDAQ, of course, all the way back up. It's what it's been doing all day. Couldn't put on more than one red candle, which is good for my longs. If TV goes down, we're screwed. Health.abws.amazon. Yeah, for those not in the know, Discord has gone down in a very large way 2 times. In both times, the market dropped aggressively, like several points. We're likely to go down yonder. Why wouldn't it be advantageous to close with 100% profits than to re-enter, even if it's on thesis? Because I don't know if we are likely to go down yonder. I don't know. I don't know what this power hour holds. I try not to be too predictive in this environment. Yes, I'll probably give back a little bit of profits on the calls if we start to sell aggressively, but if we start to sell power hour, I've got nothing to worry about because the puts will come right back, and I'll still have netted a couple of 100% on the calls. And now all that is just, gravy train with biscuit wheels, baby. Right now I'm riding the gravy train, and it's biscuit wheels. So I'm in a win-win situation here. If the calls skyrocket and we go to 5,200, I'm good to go. If I close the calls and we dump, I'm even better. I'm in a very safe position right now. Why? Because I waited, I was patient, I used proper position sizing, and luckily, I have just about as good of a call entry as I could possibly get. I ticked the bottom yesterday. So I'm good to go. But if I see selling in power hour, I'll go ahead and close it. That's my thesis. Right now, the way they are building 50-70, I could see at least a retracement to 50-70. Because not only have they been adding to 50-70, but they've been shifting it throughout the entire session. So yeah. However, right now the sellers cannot do more than half of a red candle. So there's still no selling. We still have not hit supply yet, which means most likely we're going to continue higher into the 50.95, maybe even 5,100. Wire call still getting sold. Yeah, I mean dealers are gonna collect this stuff, man. Super elevated premiums higher. That is Farm Central, baby. Farm Central. NASDAQ buying up this entire green candle or red candle. 50.95 on ES. NASDAQ has nothing else real above. Let's see if they start to build something. This is a unique day, but this is an incredible opportunity to learn with positions and stops. Yep. Today's the day where, a strong bullish move, put on one long MNQ or MES and just hold it. Today's the day to do that because the buyers are greatly in your favor. Even if you're wrong by 10 points, look at this thing. It's ridiculous. And then, if you want to trade more aggressive, you trade more aggressive while you're still holding the 1 MNQ. But at least you got something on to hold this huge 700-point rally. And then you could not worry about it. It's ridiculous. If we push through R2 again on NASDAQ, that will be my stop for the remaining MNQ. Didn't mean to put on caps. Sorry, Polly. That was funny. I like it. I like it. Are you still in puts long term? Yes, I am. Which broker are you using? For I just signed up for Apex today, and I'm using Quan Tower for that. I'm using TraderVate for my Top Step, and of course my real account is IBKR. So I'm juggling 3 brokerages now. It's fun. It's good stuff. NASDAQ is about to put another high in here. Complete buy up of that red engulfing, and they're about to engulf it green, which is incredibly bullish. Amazon is straight up. Straight up. Apple is straight up. And NASDAQ is probably going to shift up into probably 18,045, give or take. Marcos. Nope, don't want that. It's riding momentum at the moment, but it'll depend on how we get to the end of the week, right? Well, it depends on how we close today and, of course, open up tomorrow. $18,017. The late day moves like this is what starts smoking retail. Because especially when NASDAQ puts on an ascending wedge like it was putting on a big old ascending wedge. And the market jumps big time in pre-market. We have just a very small amount of selling, but it still holds highs. People look at that and say, all right, well, we're going to sell off the afternoon. They start shorting, and then it never shops at all, and it goes up another 100 points, and that's when people get absolutely destroyed. So don't be that person. What internet provider do I have? I have AT&T, Giggity. I have 1 Giggity internet. $15,086. NASDAQ is looking still. They're putting on a bid here at 0.25 and yeah, 5095. I would be up so much better if my entries had been better. Well, I mean, I think everyone can say that. Yeah. Just look a second. There we go. 1808,675. Thoughts on trading NKD? I've traded NKD one time, and I absolutely made a killing. So I won't touch it again, at least not for a long time, because I know what's coming next. That was, what, a couple of weeks ago I did that? Yeah, I won't touch it again. Every day I look at NKD every night, and NKD's like, come on, catch me, come back, come play. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good, bro. No cap. Carvana's on the chart and block after market close. We'll have to see how car sales are. Nice. If I was a betting man, I would say we're going to sweep up 50.95 and then make a test of 50.65. A little bit of a pop, take a little profit. Or maybe one to the other before. They are starting to put on some very light sells. I saw what you were getting into last night, and it was, oh, you're talking to John. Yeah. Well, apologize for this being so boring right now, but yeah, this thing's been back and forth, not even moving. The only trading dude that says this price action is boring. Well, the past 30 minutes, it's been pretty boring. Right when the stream starts. $56.38 on ES. NASDAQ still holding 18.013. CVD is still increasing. 0.15. I YOLO'd one Apex account with NKD. Nice kid. He made 3,700. I love it. Very cool. 1 minute. Nasdaq's up nearly 500. It's up 700 points from yesterday's close, or right that big bottom yesterday. It's crazy. In 2 days, 700 points. Yesterday's close is very foreshadowing. Oh, yeah. Linda Raschke came out of the gate screaming yesterday afternoon. More buying. Touch increase in volume here. Watch out here. See if we can clear this 1820 area. Slight increase in volume. CVD pumped. A little bit of influx. If we can clear this 20, we could try to get up into this next area, which I don't even know because there's no liquidity up here. I'd say 50, 1850. Let's see if we can do it. Get the lead out. Get the lead out. Let's go. There we go. Booyah. Finally cleared new high. And now next target, I would look for this 18,050. Is today a trend day? Yeah. I'd say today's a trend day. Today's trend day. 18023, still going. And going. 700%. If we get to 5100, that's got to be close to 1000. It's got to be. Although my deltas are getting pretty high at the moment, so this is going to start moving less and less aggressive. Now it's just teasing us. Now it's just teasing us, breaking above this 1820 and top wicking. Can't believe we're looking at 5100. Crazy times. Oh yeah. CVD on NASDAQ is going to 11,000. It's still increasing, but we cannot break above 20 just yet. Here's another test. SPY has already broken out and it's holding, but NASDAQ is not holding just yet. Here's another test. We've got to close a candle over this 20, wipe out supply, and then we'll go up and test this 50. But it's not doing it. It's top wicking everything. Who is Linda? Linda is Linda Raschke. She's a market wizard. Number of books written about her. She has a series of rules that we can anticipate the following session based on what happens before the bell. Another top wick. NASDAQ is looking weak. Can't go anywhere. A little bit of buyer's exhaustion, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, Dow's blasting. Back up to new highs. Market sorcerers. Oh yeah. Another sell side iceberg on the tape. Do you think that it's good for my super small account to switch from Qs to SPY 0DD options to trading micro futures? Well, I would say futures and or longer dated options. Get away from zeros altogether. Futures or longer dated options. Another top wick rejection off of 18022. Cannot get through it. Another sell side iceberg hit. NASDAQ is literally pinned. Apple squeezing. Amazon straight up. Trend line to straight up. What is Nvidia doing at the moment? Not going anywhere. Nvidia hasn't gone anywhere since 9:50 in the morning. NASDAQ is finally creeping up. Finally. See if they can hold it and get to 50. Even seasonality can't tip the market. Well, you're looking at the strongest bull run in history. So obviously there's a huge melt up, not to mention the liquidity is still in the market. Not to mention now we have AI pump. It's just extraordinary. Plus we have short dated options trading. It's just everything is a runaway freight train. NASDAQ still cannot break through 22. In fact, it's in a 10-point range, so it's garbage. ES is a lot more bullish at the moment. ES is already broken out. NASDAQ is not. Makes me a little bit scary about the rubber band effect. You mean as fast as it go up, it's going to come down? Oh, I could almost guarantee this is going to come down just as hard. But it's just when. We don't know. It's 18026. Do you think CL is a good setup for short? I'd have to look at it. If you have options and shares in a company that gets bought out, what happens to those options and shares? It gets absorbed? Someone asked ChatGPT about the next market crash. $18.08. Finally getting a little breakout. Finally. Can it hold this time? This is the second attempt at going higher. Can it hold? If this holds 18.050. Yep, I do remember that kid, yeah. It's crazy. And another top weight. 0.30. There we go. Now we're making a move. Now NASDAQ's putting on his big boy pants. So this should get us to 50 on NASDAQ. CVD just spiked 11,300, which is incredible for NASDAQ. 18.31, 18.32. But come on. Keep pushing it. Keep pushing it. Large buy. Volume. $18.031. Now they're putting on 18.70. You see this little cat up here? Hanging out. $18.03. Tempted to buy SPX calls. Gut tells me it feels like buying the top, but it's just going up and up. Well, today is a fantastically bullish day. There's zero selling in this market. There's not even strong buying here. It's just no selling. Probably because we're closing out a lot of shorts and the things are grinding up here. Up we go. $18.032. Did I load up on Apex accounts? Yes, I did. I grabbed 20 accounts this morning. 18034 still going. Here's the breakout, incredibly low volume and just grinding up. Every candle's top wick, then it fills up, top wick fills up. But we're going to keep on riding it. Keep on riding it. 725%. I'm not adding any exposure up here. I'm just riding what I got. I've got some MNQs and I've got SPX calls, and I'm just riding them. I'm just riding them. This is silly. If 5100 on ES, then 4981. Let's see. It looks like 5095, of course, is going to be the target here. What's the percentage on the puts? Got to be a buzzkill, man. Puts are down 53% right now. But because my calls are so aggressively in the money, the higher this goes, the tighter the difference gets between the loss and the win on the call. If this thing were to go to 1,000, the calls will surpass the entire loss on the puts. If I do get to 1,000%, it'll completely surpass the entire value of the puts, which means that literally the puts are a free hold. It's a free hold to see it just in case we sell off before now on March 15th. Still going. There's that 3.6 breaking out. No sizable pullback until March 15th. I don't know. Maybe. I got 15 there. I think that's the 800-point mark right there. Let's see. I cannot believe it. If you could go back and tell me, if you can go back to 2018 when I was sitting here at this desk, and you were to tell me that we would have 800-point days at least every other month, I would say you're out of your mind. I'm like, what world are you living in? Did we figure out how to mine unobtainium? But this is the reality we live in. It's extraordinary. 18035. Looks like ES is going to tap this 5095 here. We're living in virtual reality, yeah. Especially when the economy's been the worst it's ever been in history, and we're putting on 800 points. It's amazing. $18,035. I will tell you, I am going to start rolling up my MNQ position right now. Tells you what drives it. Oh yeah. Going even higher here. I don't care if this thing drops 200 points. Like, I wouldn't take a short on this for nothing. Nothing. I'm going to challenge this market to stop me out of my longs. Challenge it. You want to stop me out? Come get me. Until that, I'm going to hold long, baby. I was about to ask where we're going to short. Yeah. I think everyone's asking that question right now. But I'm going to make sure it's abundantly obvious. I want 6-inch red candles on this chart before I start to short. Otherwise, I'm holding long, baby. Holding long. There are days you could speculate on shorts, and there are days you can. And today is definitely a day you should not. Keep on going. Boom, there's a blast. 18.0 F43. And now we're going to 5,000. Or I'm sorry, 50.95, and I was thinking 18.050. My bad. So OM is back to buy the dip mode. Only today. Only today. Yeah, I mean, I'm not adding anything either, Twizzy. I'm just holding my positions. I'm going to make the market come get these from my cold dead hands. You want my longs? Come get them. $50.95. 735%. 8096. Dow broke out, new high of the day. Every single candle since 126 has started out red and selling, immediately bottom wick. So every candle is wicked, but it's wicked just a little bit higher. Just a little bit higher. This is just crazy price action. Here comes the 50. 18.050. I want you to remember this days when we are in the 2025-2026 time frame. I want you to remember this. 800 points in 2 days. You'll be telling your grandkids about this stuff. It's extraordinary. 50.95. I'm tempted to set a 35 DTE put. I wouldn't until we see the signs, man. I'm not adding any downside exposure until I see the signs. If this doesn't sell off today and it continues to do this into the bell, which by then we might be at like 19,000, I'll go ahead and close out my puts and then just let the calls do its thing, man. Wasn't this supposed to be a red week? Well, the options chain data did say red this week. Not to mention seasonality, so all signs were pointing to down. But I mean, when you say AI 478 times, I think you get at least 2 points per time. So every time you say AI, Nasdaq goes up 2 points. So if you say it, I don't know, 300-400 times in your earnings call, then you'll get 800 point move. There's your 50, 18.050 right there. All right, with that move, I'm going to roll up my stop. That is almost 200 points per contract on MNQs. And I'm nearing 750% on my calls, so I'm going to start rolling up the stops a little bit. Man, this is 5 times in the past 2 weeks I've hit over 200 points per contract. Except this time it's MNQs, not Nasdaqs. Not as good. I had some overnight calls on Qs and SMH, but close it open. Where are your options? I have an SPX 5000 call for Friday. I took it at the very tip bottom yesterday afternoon, like right at 1400. And yeah. Hey, another red candle goes higher. Here it goes. Now we're squeezing. $18.052. Wow. This is extraordinary. This is one of those charts I want to screenshot, print it out, and put it on my wall. This is extraordinary. Hard to believe. Anyone who's traded longer than 3 years knows how extraordinary this stuff is. It's like, wow. I don't even know where to set my stop, man. I think I could set my stop at the bottom of the candle and it still wouldn't stop out. Look at Apple. Apple just squeezed. Look at this. Look at this watch list. Extraordinary. I cannot wait to get my TSP statement. Good gosh. So there's my first target, 18,050 on NASDAQ. I was figuring once we clear out the 2.2 area, I was going in for 18,050. At this point, I don't know where it's going to stop. I have no idea. So I'm going to just continue to ride it up. I'm just going to set my stops, kind of play hopscotch with it. My TSP's up 25%. Oh man, yeah, it's extraordinary. Where my TSP was at the beginning of the year, like last year, and then now, it's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. One of the biggest wins of my career was not closing out my long-term port like I wanted to in 2022. Amazon is 174 into squeezing. Good gosh. Insane how people try to short this. Oh yeah. Why do you think this is going higher though? There's not really any big buying here, so why do you think it's going higher? Because people are taking puts and trying to do this. And we're just going to grind higher until finally there's no one else shorting the market. There's no more premium to collect because the dealers right now are shorting everything. They're shorting calls. They're selling us everything they want. You know in that scene in The Big Short where they're at the convention and all the bankers are like, yeah, I'll sell you all the AA tranches you want. How much you need? That's what the dealers are doing right now. How many calls? How many puts you want, baby? I got what you need, homie. How many puts you want? And all us jabronis are like, I'll take 58. Sorry, I'm getting colorful. I'm a little loopy here. I don't think I've left this desk since 4:45 in the morning, so I'm a little loopy. Bubbles. It's boring making big money, man, because you don't do anything and just watch it go up. Perfect exit on calls in 50.95. Well, we just gave a little tap route to the top liquidity on ES. Didn't even transact at all. Let's see. And bottom wick. Sweet. When and if this market ever dumps, it's going to be so epic. Well, yeah, it definitely will. It'll be just as aggressive down as it is up. It always is. It's just, we got to wait. It'll probably initiate sometime overnight or in a power hour sometime. It's always interesting to watch the difference in performance holding 2 MAS versus 2 MNQs. Yep. NASDAQ is exceptionally stronger. That's why when I take a future spread, I'll take 5 ES and 3 NASDAQ, because you need that extra 2 contracts to make up the difference in volatility from NASDAQ. NASDAQ is a much, much faster product and a much bigger product. I don't even know I haven't even plotted the morning range. That's how bullish this is. I haven't even once plotted the morning range today. Let's go take a look. 17,970. And ES is 76. Extraordinary. All right. I'm going to set my stop right here. I'm going to set my stop at, let's do 15, 18,015. Right there. Hey, bottom wick back up. Sweet. What's up, Trev? How you doing, buddy? 43914 on the Qs might be the pullback. It doesn't bust through. I don't care. I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm going to challenge this market to come get my stops. Keep on going. $50.95. Well, think about this. Think about this. Yes, we know the market's going to drop after they cut rates, which is arguably 6 to 8 months. But they also know that too, they being the collective market. So what are they going to do? They're not going to allow you to start to build downside positions, because it's all about demand. In order to build downside positions, there needs to be a demand for it, which means you have to start buying puts, selling calls, or shorting futures, or shorting the stock itself. So what are they going to do? They're going to farm you. They're going to hook up the plow to their tractor, and they're going to farm you until there's no more left to short. There's no people left to short. And then they're going to drop the market. They know we know that they know we know they know we know, which means this market's going to grind up. Hey, I'm new to Bookmap order flow. Going to start learning this ASAP. Nice, Pawn Stars. If y'all do want to sign up for Bookmap, I do have an affiliate link. It'll get you money off of the plans, depending on which one you choose, for all these products. I personally use the MBO package, which gets me the stops and icebergs indicator on chart and subchart, which in my opinion is worth the cost by itself. A new high of the day on NASDAQ, going even higher. Going even higher. Extraordinary. Extraordinary. Heaven forbid I try to go long now. Well, if you're not comfortable doing it, then don't do it. There's going to be another day, remember. I'm not adding any positions up here. I'm just riding what I got. So I don't blame you for not wanting a long up here. It's we're playing chicken up here. Who's going to blink? We're playing chicken. I've already signed up, but I love a discount code. There you go. Can I use the Digital Plus option? I'd have to look. Yeah, I personally use Global Plus. Man, it's still going. My calls are now 770%. You know what's interesting? When we opened the bell this morning, my calls were 350% profitable. My puts were down 46%. And now we've gone up this much. My calls have gone from 350% to 750%, and the puts are only down an additional 6%. That's why I took these calls. Pull back long MMQ. Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. We got to get through 50.95. We've hit my target of 18.050, so at this point, I don't know where it's going to go. I'm letting it do its thing. I will say this though, for those asking when I'm going to close when I'm going to close the calls hedge. If we go up even more this afternoon, and I do start approaching the 850% mark, at some point it no longer benefits me to hold these particular hedges. I'll have to close these and add new ones because the deltas are getting so high. I mean, the premiums are already nearing $100. The deltas are getting so high that it costs me more to hold it than it benefits me to hold it. It costs me more to hold it than it does to close it. So that's what I'll have to do. If this goes up any more, then I'll go ahead and close these and I'll consider a new hedge. But here we go, still going. New high, 50.95. Extraordinary. $505995. Look at Amazon. Jeez Louise. Look at this. Amazon, Apple, NASDAQ, ES. It's incredible. It's at this point that someone who is holding this decides, jabroni, to switch to minis. Yep. Don't do that. Don't do that. $70 points for a new all-time high on NASDAQ. Just wiped out 50.96, going even higher. New high for ES, new high for NASDAQ. Nothing new for you, just up, up, and away. Hey, we're past 1 o'clock. That's my time. So, yeah, so that is going to finish up the time here on Bookmap today. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you all next Thursday at 1 p.m. In my opinion, keep holding long. Just roll your stops up and let the market do its thing. Don't try to time it or top it. Just let the market get you out. So I hope you have a good rest of the day. I will see you all bright and early tomorrow morning for the server, and then next Thursday at 1 p.m. for Bookmap. Until next time, I'm out. See ya.